if you do want to get a little bit more in depth, you can go to the actual bio oil tab at the bottom here. But again, most people probably won't have to go this in depth. And again, you're going to see a bit more colors to work with, and you can actually change these like percentages to make it a very, very specific fuel or feedstock properties that you want to look for. But again, this isn't necessarily applicable for like a general audience. And then if you click on the individual cell itself, if you want to go find where it's coming from, if you click on the cell, there's going to be this big ribbon of information. And this is essentially all of the cells and the formulas used to get this number in the cell that you see here. And that's essentially it when you use the tool. And you can go straight back up to the top, or you can go home, or you can go back to the inputs. But using the buttons at the top is, I would say, going to be your best bet for a first-time user, just to make it easier to navigate. And then let me see, I do want to show, here, I'll go back to the overview tab so that you can see, in case you're looking for anything in specific, you can go to the other tabs. So let's go to, the fuel production time series. So here, again, this is going to be more in depth, but this will give you kind of a year time span. This is, again, results that were taken from other sources. I believe there is information on where these were sourced from. But here, again, for my work, it was kind of looking into these time series. And you can actually change some of the inputs here. But at the top, you can see that we did select year 2030. And so all of these are actually pertain to year 2030, even though there's all of the years shown here. And not only that, you can do all sorts of vehicle combinations. It doesn't even have to be fueled by gasoline or petroleum or ethanol in general. They also have, let's go back to the top. They also have electric vehicle information. This is really important as well. So we can go to the electric tab, and from you, okay, let's go here. So the electric tab, this has been getting more attention recently, but what's really cool about this is it'll give you actual visual representation of the inputs that you might want to change. So not only, because the list over here is helpful, but having it visualized is going to make it easier for users to see exactly what they're simulating. But yeah, essentially that is how you use GREET, and a lot of really cool things that you can do with it. Let me see if there's anything else that I did want to. Okay. Yes, I did want to touch on this as well. So right under the year simulation that you choose, you can also choose the different types of vehicles that you're simulating. For my actual GREET work, I stuck with passenger cars. But if you click, you can actually change it to, if you just want to do trucks or sports cars, you can actually change that as well, because changing that input is going to produce a whole slew of different numbers, depending on what vehicle you want to look at. And I believe that is it, but I can walk through the other, some of the other tabs as well. But yeah, I can go a little bit more in depth into this as well. This is, I would say, a sort of new addition, but again, there is like railway information or even marine tools or marine vehicles as well. So here at the top, you're going to see they're really good about putting these visual representations here, so you can see the process that's being used, and oh, not that. You can kind of see the process and the title, and match it up to whatever simulation that you're looking to do. So personally, I didn't use any of the jet information, but it works very similar to the vehicle portion, where you can change the input. So here it's by default set to just conventional petroleum fuel. And if you want to change it to sulfur, you can, or low sulfur jet fuel. And then All of these are default values that the GREET users have put in previously, or the developers, I should say. So these are by default, but you can change if you want to. Instead of 50% of coal, we can do 30. And again, let's do, instead of, well, let's see, instead of the feedstock source being soybean, let's just change it to canola again. And we've made a lot of modifications already, but we can go straight to the inputs tab again, and we can bring it to, oh wait, not the inputs. We're going to go straight to the results, and we should be able to go to, the, let's see. Okay, so we'll do this, and then we'll just look for jet just to find, oh, just kidding. Okay, let's look for, I believe the results should be further down, but I know there is another application which focuses solely on the aviation engines in general. So since GREET kind of focuses more on vehicles, that's where my wheelhouse is. But I'm going to go a little bit down. I believe it should be past the electric information. So let's see. Oops. Okay, well, since I can't find it, I'll kind of go back and retrace my steps. So we'll go back to the jet fuel. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, so the jet fuel is a little bit different from the vehicles, where it has its kind of own, I would say its own simulation tab away from the vehicles. Okay, so here it gives us the same sort of selection like the vehicles did. Again, we'll just do passenger aircraft. But here the value should have changed for our input. So you can see from the creation of it to the consumption and the emissions, we're going to find them here. And then since we clicked on passenger airjet, this is probably where we're going to focus on. And from the previous inputs that we changed, this is going to source it directly from the canola that we changed. And then if we go a little bit further, here is the option that we changed with the ultra low sulfur. So it follows the same pattern as the vehicles, just in a different location.